Welcome to Faith on Tap, a podcast where we go out to the wilds of local breweries and talk to you about, thoughts and various topics that are important to all of us.
We are at Brewberry Brewery, Middlebury, Connecticut. We are just finishing up our meal here. I had boneless chicken wings. I had sweet Thai chili. They didn't have much flavor. They were okay. I mean, they weren't bad. Unspoiled from some great wings, but okay. What do you think, Liz?
Kind of the same thing. I mean, we both ordered completely different flavors, but mine had no flavor. I mean, that nice crunch.
What flavor did you order?
The flavor I ordered was pineapple teriyaki. What flavor did I get? Fried chicken.
Yeah, it wasn't an abundance of flavor there, but at least they have happy hour prices, so that's one thing.
Happy hour prices work.
Yeah, and what about you, Dennis?
I had the chicken BLT avocado sandwich on Texas toast, which I ate with a fork and knife. It made me sweat a little bit. I opted for no garlic aioli.
Yeah, because garlic is over the top. Anyway, so you enjoyed it, though. At least you did.
It was good.
So tonight's question, we're going to be asking about the 2026, and basically, is it worth celebrating? It's kind of an open question if they want to talk about a celebration, or are they talking about looking forward to the year for an expectation and a positive expectation? What do you think people are going to do on this one?
It really depends on how they walked into the brewery tonight. If they walked in a good mood, I think there'll be a positive response.
Well,
if they're having a crappy day, I think it's going to be negative.
Well,
I think it's that shallow.
So you think it's a fleeting thought? People really don't concentrate too much on the year ahead if they're going to make it good for themselves or bad. It's like whatever.
New Year's resolutions have gone out.
Well, it's not a resolution. It's like looking forward to the year or not.
Yeah, I just...
Let's see how hopeful people are.
Well, you're going to see how hopeful people are.
I'm sitting here with...
Hey, I'm Chad.
And?
Melissa.
Here's the question of the evening. Why bother celebrating 2026? New Year's Eve.
New year, new opportunities, new hope.
You're straightforward, right?
Powerball's at like 1.5 billion right now, right? So, can always hope for that. And our kids are getting older, so we get to do more exciting things with them. So that's cool to see.
How old are your kids?
And stuff.
Oh, those are awesome ages. So Christmas is
Christmas is good. We can actually go out and take them places and do things, except for tonight.
Tonight's date night. Do you guys celebrate the New Year's Eve? And do you have the big watch the ball and pop the champagne and
Celebrations around the world on YouTube.
Yeah, I never make it to really any of those.
And I like the Twilight Zone marathon.
Amen. There's something very spiritual about that. I have to agree. Well, thank you guys so much. I won't keep you any longer.
With the new year, 2026, is the new year worth celebrating, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I believe so. Because like I said, every day is not the same day. So actually looking into the future, I know what to do and what not to do. So it's going to be a better year for me just for knowing more.
Are you more of an optimistic type person by nature?
So yeah.
Yeah? So you try to look at the bright side of things?
Correct.
You have
people or whatever the case may be.
Well, in your job, I guess it would be best if you thought everyone was a jerk, then you'd probably be a more difficult job.
And I guess it falls aligns with my my zodiac. I'm a Cancer, and all we do is hospitality. Apparently.
Oh, is that? I didn't know that. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is something that you'd like to see for 2026 then for you?
I would like to see one AI working for me, but mostly just more knowledge being spread out there and just getting to the people who need
yeah. Is that doable?
I believe so. Now that we have the social media platforms and things of that nature, it's out there for anyone. You just have to look.
So what platforms will you be hitting up, do you think?
I'll say like the AI ones, like Perplexity, or I forgot what it's called, ChatGPT, but mostly like I like to look at TikTok and Instagram because they have more of what I like to see, especially what I look forward to.
So you're looking forward to 2026 then?
Correct.
It has to be better than 2025?
Once you reach the bottom, there's only the top from there. So,
All right. Well, thanks so much for your
thank you
time.
very much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Wonderful holiday.
Thank you.
Is the new year worth celebrating?
Always, I think.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I think, in your head, it's a new start. Like if your previous 12 months were not so good, it's something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Or if your previous 12 months were really good, maybe it can get better in the next 12 months. So I'm the pessimist, not the
I was going to say an eternal optimist.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So it's worth celebrating for you the potential and or the hope.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
And I
yes.
agree, 100%. I agree exactly what Pam said. I feel the exact same way. I look forward to a new year because it's a new year.
It's a new year.
It's a start. It's a new. We can go forward from here.
Now, how do you guys celebrate the new year?
Mellow.
Mellow?
It's mellow now,
Yeah.
The old days, it was like, let's go out, hey, let's go find something. Now it's not like that, you know what?
I mean, even tonight, deciding to come out, we were like, how close can we go to get a burger?
And we're a mile away.
Yeah.
Really?
Down the bottom of the hill. We can walk here. We can literally walk here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you guys are hopeful for 2026?
Absolutely.
Do you put away 2025 and just focus on the new year, or is there a kind of a melding of the two as you move forward?
I don't know. I feel like everything that leads up to today is always in play for tomorrow. So, whether that's the new year or the new day or the new week or the new month,
Wow.
it's all there.
Awesome. Awesome.
2025 still has a lot of stuff left over for us, which will meld into 2026.
Yep.
But hopefully not too far into 2026,
And do you think you can handle 2026 and what it's going to bring you better because of the way you handled 2025?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like you feel primed to come in. Both of you said you feel very hopeful.
Oh, certainly. And I feel like if we did this well with all the stuff that we did in 2025, 2026 has got to be so much easier.
Yeah, that's 100%.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. Have a great New Year and a Merry Christmas.
And we're back from our discussions with our number of people. We asked the question, why bother celebrating the new year? And to my right, I have Liz. How's the new year shaping up for you, Liz?
So far, it's just 2025 wearing a fake mustache, pretending to be different from last year.
But it's not, huh? It's all a lie.
But is there a nose and glasses with that mustache?
Yes, it's all.
Well, I had
Came in the penny store.
I have the appropriate name for Dennis here. I have the Saint of Sass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you would
Unfortunately,
you'd have to concede to that one.
yeah. I read my mail on that one. Yep.
So yeah, going in, we're thinking people would be somewhat hopeful coming into the new year, and we had a lot of those responses. You talked to 4 individuals. You talked to Pam, Bruce, Chaz, and Melissa. So first of all, the couple Pam and Bruce. I remember what they had to say.
Well, yeah, they had a challenging year with her mom and getting her home ready, and so it was really 2026 hopeful that the year will be better, hopeful that the year will produce more. I don't know, I got the sense of more of a happy vibe instead of this downer thing where mom had to go away and sell her house and all these things. They were very optimistically hopeful, not pessimistically, optimistically. They were just like, yeah, we're looking for this new year.
And some of his 25 was so bad, I just want to rinse that out of my mind. And the other is like, well, there's some things to look forward to. I know Chaz and Melissa, they had something.
Yeah,
to look forward
their
to.
kids are older now, and they're looking forward. He's looking forward to doing things with them, and she's just, again, she was simple in her. I'm just hopeful it's a better year or a good year.
Yeah.
There's that sense of, and it's weird for me to, it's like we have to wait until this calendar change for hope.
Well,
to spring
I'm
eternal.
not sure. I'm not sure they're waiting for that, but I do think that it's if you're going to make a decision to have hope, if it's not coming to you today, if it takes a new year, I mean, the same thing with New Year resolutions. Yeah, they're stupid. You can do them yesterday. Why wait?
Right.
But if people actually take heed and actually make a plan and stick to it, then good for them. I mean, I talked to Brett, and he had a difficult year in 25, and he's an optimistic guy. Looks forward to the year coming up. And he says every day is different. He just looks forward to every day. He just wishes that it was interesting. He really had a wish that people became more knowledgeable in like AI. He was really fixed on using social media platforms to the advantage, not just to doom scroll, but to actually utilize it in a positive way. So he really had a bent on that. So that was kind of interesting. I mean, most people you're going to talk to, either you're sick of 2025 and you want to celebrate a new lease on life, or you're just looking forward to new beginnings, deciding what God has in store for you, what's going to be unveiled in 2026. I mean, I'm not sure who we'd talk to that, oh no, not 2026. I mean, unless your 2025 was so perfect and it's like, oh no, I don't want the calendar to change. You're gonna have some hope. And I think as long as it's not superficial hope, it's ingrained in you, some depth, I think that could be important. So, I mean, we're all not in our 20s anymore, but does anyone do anything on New Year's Eve of note?
No, not of note. It's we visit some friends, and we're usually home by 10 o'clock, the latest. And even then, I'm like, could we go now? Almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah. That late?
Yeah. Which is a very big change from the 20s.
Yeah, I know.
We have Mark's family over, and they're all gone. They're starting to fall asleep usually by 9:30, and they're usually gone by 10. But I'm still up and watching The Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Do you see the ball drop?
Yeah, we do. We do. I think we've seen it.
Most of the time we do.
Most of the time.
Really?
I don't know why. It's just that we
do.
Because, we're hosting a party and people are out by 10:30, and it's like, well, it's only an hour and a half now. And, we have the Twilight Zone marathon, and we'll usually, watch that. And then when it gets to 12, we'll watch the ball drop. I mean, the whole attitude, I remember my friend called me up New Year's Eve and said, hey, Mark, you and Liz want to come to New York? I have a hotel right above Times Square. And the thought of that was like, God, no. That'd be the worst thing I'd ever want to do.
Tell me when you have a good idea that sounds fun.
And he was like shocked that I have a hotel right on Times Square. I'm inviting you. I said, thanks, but no.
And all those people sleeping in one hotel, drunk and stupid.
Just the crowd. I don't understand it. I've never.
It's one of the least appealing invitations ever.
When I was in my 20s, I would never want to do that. If I was in my teens, I never wanted.
From my early 20s, I often looked at Times Square and the ball drop and think back then I liked to drink a lot of beer, and I'm thinking, what do you do in a street filled of 1 million people
with 3 porta potties? Maybe.
Yeah, and you've got to go to the. No.
Everyone's wearing a stadium pal.
Yeah, yeah.
That depends for you younger generation.
Well, actually, if you there's
a thing.
Well,
we'll post it.
There's a writer comedian David Sedaris.
Yeah.
So there's a writer / comedian David Sedaris who talked about something called the Stadium Pal. I would not do it justice by describing it, but to say that
worth a listen, we will post
instead of needing to go to the bathroom, you can just wear this device and you'll feel the warm liquid running down the leg into a bag, etc. But so there's always other alternatives.
You get a warm feeling, but nobody really notices.
Yeah. So talking a little big picture now about the new year coming, a question I'll throw out to you. If God's plans for us are full of hope and a future, how might celebrating a new year help Christians shift from dwelling on past failures of 2025 and anticipating a new thing? Should we as Christians just want to look forward to 2026 because of God's favor on us?
I felt like the past 5 or 6 years we've been doing that. Just like this year, it's got to be better than last year. And it just never materialized. And it's just becoming exhausting. So, but maybe that's just human energy. I mean, I have a hard time saying that God's plan is, oh, yes, we're just going to sprinkle happy dust on you each day. Sorry, Dennis.
I used to snort that quite often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our pastor people. To say that that's what is pushing us forward, I don't think is a correct evaluation of God's providence. That he's just going to sprinkle happy dust on us. And
Well, I didn't say anything about happy dust. I think you use those terms. But the idea that God has a plan for us, and that plan is probably not to bring disaster in our lives. It may be, but even that is a chance for us to grow in God. And should we not look forward to our growth in our relationship with God, no matter what it costs on our earthly vessels? I mean, I think the mature way, I'm not saying I'm always that way, but I'm saying as a mature Christian, should we not look at this as that a day I get closer, first of all, I get closer to God, I get closer to heaven, and through the process, it may be some valleys, but through those valleys, I'm going to get closer to God.
I think for me, putting all the eggs in the basket for the beginning of a new year and really leaving the old year behind and a new year is ahead of us. If that works for you, if that's a stake in the ground for you where you can move forward, that's great. And I think you touched on this earlier, why wait until January 1st to start doing what you should have been doing in July,
right?
That type of thing. And so God is the God of new beginnings. He's doing something new. He always wants to bring us from where we are to a deeper intimacy with him and to a new place in him and a new place in the kingdom. And again, if the new year for you is that stake in the ground and you move forward from there, that's awesome. But you don't have to wait for the new year. My experience is those desires to better yourself, New Year's resolution, they fade by March. And so where is the disconnect? So I've made decisions in September that have carried me through the rest of my life.
Sure.
My wife and I, Sandy, we made a decision when we were in our 20s, New Year's resolution, smoking cigarettes right until midnight. Midnight hit, we decided to quit, and we quit. That's the only, I'm 60 years old, the only New Year's resolution I ever kept. Again, stake in the ground, 2025, we're coming in 2026. I'm making this change. Awesome. But you don't have to wait for the new year to make the change.
Yeah. I mean, I guess my question, and I totally agree with that. I guess my question is more, every day, and again, I'm not preaching as a fount of knowledge. I'm preaching to myself just as much, but shouldn't we wake up every day
as the saint of sass?
No, I'll never be the saint of sass. There's only one. Should we not wake up every day and go, no matter what happens, I have a chance of getting closer to God today?
Oh, absolutely.
That should be our focus, and not how much comfort will I have today.
Mm-hmm.
And 2026, should we just look for comfort, or should we look for whatever it takes for me to get closer to God? That's something to think about anyways.
Comfort's overrated.
We do have our Christians, our friendly Christians, who won't celebrate Christmas because the pagan tradition, won't celebrate Easter because it's rooted in paganism, and both those are not true, but they'll say that. Having said that, some people say you should not be celebrating a new year because that's steeped in paganism. I'll have the church pastor address that. What would you say to those people?
Shut up.
Okay, so the next question I have.
Just, stop. Everything is seated in paganism, and God redeemed it all. I was born in paganism. I was born with a sin nature. I was born separate from, and so for that whole vein of thought, just stop. Nobody wants to hear that. It's not healthy for the church. It's not healthy for those to hear that outside of the church, because you make us sound like a cult.
Yeah, it does sound weird. Anything that gets you closer to God. So whether it's steeped in paganism or not, if it's a day that you can get closer to God by doing something, who cares?
Right. The Sabbath is Friday night to Saturday night.
Right.
But we've embarked on a Sunday tradition.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing, the Sabbath was made for men, not men made for the Sabbath.
Now, in terms of family or say community, what's the most important way to make this year different, to strengthen our bond under God's grace, rather than just chasing individual resolutions? And this is something I'm guilty of. I focus more on myself changing and not the church body. But what do you think the most important way to make this year different, to strengthen the church body, would be? And you're the pastor who has to strengthen the church body daily, except Mondays.
Except Mondays. Paul said, "Follow me as I follow Christ." And I do believe that my going after Jesus has an effect on the church overall. So therein lies some weight as a pastor. And I think all pastors feel that weight. The church takes on our personality, our characteristics. There's really not much you can do about that.
I'm just saying, instead of focusing on yourself, we focus on either.
I think if we focused on ourselves, if we focused on how can I deepen my relationship with Christ, if we took that focus, then I do believe that other things would just kind of fall into place a little bit more easily.
Well, and others, and I was going to say that that's the same thing. And not only that, but by you setting that example, others see that. They see the change in you. They see what effect you're rubbing off on people. And I think the community does change as a whole based on that.
Yes.
Nothing was all right.
Well, it was about church.
So
you go to church?
You do. The last question will have to be, when we look back in 2025, there's definitely some things that we did, good or bad, that weren't, well, you could call them time wasters. You know, there's things that just waste our time. If we look back at 2025 and look forward to 2026, is there something that we can replace time wasters with in a more spiritual discipline? I know there is, but are we willing to do it, I guess?
I took a New Year's resolution that I did pretty good coming out of 2024 into 2025. And I said, I'm not going to read any books this year except for the Bible. And if you come to my office, you'll see I have a lot of books. And then I have an iPad that's filled with books. And I said, I'm not going to read any books. And it's probably one of the biggest mistakes the worst decision I've ever made. I expected myself to go through the Bible twice because I wasn't reading any other books. That did not happen. In fact, I barely am going to finish it once for this year. I try to read it through every year. And I didn't read any other books. And I wasted time, and I played on my stupid iPad, and I painted pictures in a drawing app, and it's just a bad decision.
So your decision for 2026 is read
books. Like usually I'm good and I try to maintain a book a month with the Bible, and that's just outside of being a pastor and reading things for pastoral sermons or things that I have to prepare for.
That's job stuff, though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I'm good for a personal book a month. I don't read fiction. It's usually nonfiction in the Christian genre, and I need to get back to that in 2026.
Cool.
Last year, I said, well, these two games on my phone are very annoying me. So I got rid of them, and I haven't even thought about them really. So I hung on to that one pretty good. And I also decided, well, then I'm going to have to start reading some more books. So I have like 5 books that are all, every time I'm not reading them, they all look at me and say, oh, okay, we see how
you can hear them whine, can't you?
They're all just like, you actually bought us. So there's that. Yeah, it's a habit I used to have extensively, and I'm just trying to pick that back up. And I'm not afraid of fiction, but I'm currently reading nonfiction.
We need to be accountable buddies. Like, are you reading, Liz?
Yeah. I read the whole chapter on C.S. Lewis as a philosopher.
Oh my goodness.
Mine's a little bizarre. In my car, I have grok. It's a conversation that I have, and I always, it's a wealth of knowledge and everything. And sometimes I'll have work related questions, et cetera, et cetera. But on my way to work, it's just a long trip, about an hour, I usually try to use a good amount of that time for reflecting and prayer and such. So I said, well, wait a second, let me combine the two. So I've been starting this week, and I say, her name's Ara, the voice I'm using. So I want to be thankful for things that God's blessed me with. Give me 10 things. And should. And so I said, what are some great ways I get raised based on scripture I should worship God? And so I've been going through that. Actually, surprisingly good. It's extremely helpful. And I said, I'll be more specific. I'm just talking, if I'm being thankful, not just small things or obvious things, but things that are not so obvious that I see in front of me. I'm starting that on my journeys to work, and it has been helpful. So I'm trying to, because usually I'm using the time to, if I'm talking to her about current events or weather or things like that, some specific questions I can geek out on. So, but this is a different change. So as we head into the new year, I know you don't like resolutions or starting the new year, but is there anything that you'd like to tell the crowd, Dennis, suggest to reflect on for people who are listening to the podcast to make 2026 a better year for them?
Yeah, go easy on yourself. Most people extend grace to everyone else but themselves. Maybe in 2026, you start giving yourself a little bit of grace.
Amen. Thanks, Dennis. Tune in next episode when you'll hear Dennis say,
It was a deep answer. I don't know if it was my answer.